This call is being recorded.
All right. Thank you once again for your patience. Thank you for ordering this reading. I see you got the natal chart reading. So, yeah, please don't hesitate to interrupt if you have any questions whatsoever. That's totally fine. Um,
Okay.
mhm. So, with that being said, um, no way. Okay. With that being said, um, yeah, that was partially, and that's on. Okay, we know that you were born 0 degrees Taurus, and your moon is 2 degrees Capricorn, so that actually makes you a super alien queen, which is awesome. I'm gonna share alien constructs article because you have a very powerful alien construct. I actually have this construct, just the 1990 version, and I'm talking about Moon on Neptune. You were born with Moon and Jupiter on Neptune while having Mercury next to your Sun. So this gives like goddess Earth Queen vibes as a Gemini rising, which it's going to be really interesting to talk about, albeit the late Gemini rising. Still very awesome. I love that you're lighting up too, as I say that, because, I think ganja is,
You can see me?
yeah, a little bit. I could see like the middle of you, but I
Oh,
feel like,
I didn't know I was even visible. Okay, cool. Whatever. Go ahead.
no, you're straight. So you definitely tap into Neptune very powerfully. Um, I also smoke myself, and this definitely helps us tune in. We don't need it, right? But it helps us tune in like much better,
Hmm.
effortlessly. So definitely, as I think as a double Earth sign, very great to embrace. Actually, it's crazy because you and I have the same big three. It's just ordered differently. So I'm the Taurus rising Gemini sun. You're the Gemini rising Taurus sun, but we're both Capricorn moon. It's just you being born in '84 gives you a more practically expansive understanding of how to organize everything that you manifest as a transcendent natural queen spirit. So Taurus sun
Hmm.
gives you right the natural spirit of the producer, and then the Capricorn moon gives you the collective goddess soul or director soul. We have the king of the Olympian gods on it, but Neptune is next to it. So I'm going to share this alien construct article about alien charts. And I'm going to share this link about what it means to have Neptune on your moon. Both you and I have Neptune on our moon. I have Saturn on my moon of constriction. You have Jupiter of your moon of expansion. So
Hmm.
you innately have the superpower to, with the moon on Neptune, not only read others' auras, hypnotize others, read psychically, assist the dying and crossing over, cloak yourself in invisibility. You could read other souls and see their greatest potential. Jupiter here is going to also help you feel how to evolve what other people are doing. Jupiter in Capricorn is in its fall, so it takes 30 years to activate. But now that you've had your Saturn return, you can naturally feel how to literally take any organization or practical action to the next level. You are very gifted when it comes towards organization because you have the soul of the director. And as a Taurus sun, you're the producer. So it's like you're a producer of a movie set who is super naturally gifted at directing scenes. But with the Gemini rising, you have the personality of comic relief. You're the messenger, you're the angel. You bring this brevity and levity. And what's cool is that now it puts Taurus in the 12th house, which means your existence is very supernatural and your ability to read body language is super psychic. So I want to kind of really. I love that you shook your head because it sounds cool on paper, but it's probably more frustrating and annoying to just see people lie to you like every day, especially as a Gemini rising. So like you can just tell like if something's a truth or not, and then you have Chiron and the North Node. North Node in Gemini means that you're, which I love 83 and 84 for, you are part of the truth or destiny. So it's literally your destiny to unlock and uncover truth. It's just as a Gemini rising, you now are the principle and vehicle of truth and embodiment and personification of this enlightenment that you other relationships unlock, so you come more into how true you are, because you're going to really unlock the resources of what you see in the collective and how you analyze other people's behavior, so that this helps you come into the more sacred truth of who you are as an angel, as the incredible producer, right? As one of the greatest producers of all time. Transcendent in the 12th makes the experiences that govern your manifestation very unique, because Mercury of the Magician next to your sun enables your brain to process very slow in the way you can enunciate and grounded everything so that it sticks. Everything that you manifest is super grounded, and you're able to really process the value and reality of what something is. As a Gemini sun, I love my Mercury in Taurus, because if I had Mercury and Gemini, we'd be talking really fast all the time and I wouldn't make sense. But in Taurus, I can enunciate my words, and it definitely is grounded. But it's also beautiful because what you have in the 12th house, it can help you. It can make you be misunderstood, because you'll
All
notice.
the time. All the
Right.
fucking time. I feel like I can't say shit.
Oh, that's deep. Especially because you have Chiron and Gemini on the North Node. So your biggest challenge in this lifetime, and mind you, it's opposite Uranus in Sag. So your biggest challenge in this lifetime is simply just telling the truth without people taking it like you're the craziest person ever. Meanwhile, you just told the truth though. Like, wow. It's
I'm like,
God.
really? Okay. But everybody else can do it. Everybody
Right.
else in the same room, they talking the truth, they talking their shit. Whatever, it's fine. Everybody laughing and giggling. Let me do it. Pearls are being clutched, and oh my goodness, did she really just say that?
Right. God forbid you tell the truth about yourself and who you are and what you're capable of too, and people think that you're crazy and have a God complex, and yet you bring receipts, and yet you still bring receipts. It's like you can back up what you're saying. So I mean, I really appreciate you saying all this, because I'm reading it on paper, but your reaction helps me bring this to life. So the
I
good.
didn't actually want to. Go ahead.
No, go ahead, please finish what you're
I
saying.
just I was telling myself that I don't want to say anything because you are so good at what you do, and I'm like, I just need to hear everything that you see.
Okay.
But you're on point, and I'm so frustrated right now with life in general, and you're telling me why I'm frustrated. So I don't have just keep talking.
And
Just keep going.
no, I got you, and I'm so glad this resonates too, because it's very fascinating to see, especially because this eclipse that we're having is unlocking, at long last, a lot of the energy that's been stuck here. You have Saturn in Scorpio, Mars in Scorpio. So being born in that 84 chapter has you start off Pluto and Scorpio. And all of us with Pluto and Scorpio, we're here to destroy the old world. And I think relative to the rest of the Pluto Scorpios, like other than Saturn Aqua, Saturn and Scorpio, it's hard for you to have this one. You're on point. First of all, I have to say you are on point. Because like you being in the 12th house, you are, even though your sun falls in the 11th house, you still do have a 12th house sun. It just falls in the 11th. So the 12th house sun is a legend. Like you're legendary, which means that certain things and then of course in the 11th house, you manifest around your person legendary connections and friends, even if it's not seen like that. Because the 12th house only you can see it sometimes. So people will be misunderstood because it's really supernatural. So for people to believe it, your existence is controversial according to science, and that's why it could be very hard. It won't be if people don't. The reason why it's frustrating is because people have to deny you the whole way. So it's like if people just believe in you, then they'll be able to see the truth. But the lesson here is so that you always believe in yourself, even if no one else believes in you. So the coolest thing about this here, personally, is you're so on point. You have Pluto 0 degrees opposite your sun 0 degrees. So now we have this dynamic. On top of that, you have one of the most controversial aspects in that Pluto opposite your sun makes, especially Pluto and Scorpio, makes people just hate you. Like people are just gonna be jealous as fuck of you. The two classic Tauruses with this, if not three, yeah, three classic Tauruses with this who are some of the most hated people: Chris Brown, DJ
No.
Academic, Candace Owens. So like people either hate them or they love them. That's the thing. People really love these people too, but there's no in between. They're either
Mhm.
extremely like supportive or extremely against. And because you represent the quality of value, Taurus got the goods. Like you literally attract natural energy and natural beauty. The fact that you can wake up out of bed just naturally beautiful makes a lot of people jealous that they may have to work harder to kind of get what you have, as if you don't work hard, which you do. So
I think I'm in a relationship with one of those people. I've had 2 kids with somebody like that.
that's deep. I'm okay. Thank you so much for saying that, because now that's another thing. So,
And now I'm trying to figure out if I'm supposed to leave him and take my kids. Like I'm literally living my worst nightmare right now, and I just want to pick up and go and just move the fuck on because I'm like, you know what? I can do this shit by myself.
right. Okay.
But I have to think about my kids.
You're giving me chills right now because
I have
you
to think about my kids.
you just single-handedly nailed what this eclipse is for you, because the south node is in your fifth house. And so
Thank you.
I was wondering what it looked like. I was like, okay, what does this eclipse look like? And you just answered the question. Because now knowing that the South Node, and it's cool because the full moon is today. So the South Node that's on Saturn is unlocking the karma that you had to deal with, the burden that you had to deal with the relationship, because you just confirmed that as a Taurus sun, all the Scorpio opposite you is the nature of your relationship. So it's the quality of who you attract. People who worship you at first, then turn narcissistic and start humiliating you because they need to manipulate you and control you. It's wild. The purpose of that is to teach you how to draw boundaries, which that was your karmic lesson to learn and overcome, whether you did it in a certain way or not. The good thing to know is karmic reversal is here. So right here, and that's why I have chills, because the timing of this is mind blowing. You're unlocking this right now. So basically, everything up until this point was you having to deal with that burden. Everything after this is turning around in your favor, literally, because the North Node is getting closer to your sun. So it's unlocking that burden to where you now have more control, or at least freedom, with this situation in a way that's aligned more with what you're creating, whether it is
Mm,
you want more time with them or more time with yourself, or because this is unlocking the fifth house creativity you have, so that you can
mhm.
make it a part of your own lifestyle you're manifesting, or your own sense of community, similar to joining a basketball team, but you're using your talents. But then as a Gemini rising, this is fundamentally transforming your whole lifestyle and behavior so you can manifest the consciousness around your spiritual beliefs. So because you had the 2020 Gemini rising North Node unlocking, you became an angel. You fully unlocked your angelic nature. It's cool too because you have Neptune and the moon on Capricorn in the seventh. So the nature of your relationships are also going to be somewhat controlling, but also practical. But now you're breaking through the manipulation and the mind games that you may have inadvertently um, allowed when you gave your power away. And now you took your power back with the Saturn return. And so, with that being said, um, That's the most important thing I want to really illustrate for you. Right now, we're having the full moon in Taurus, and this full moon is literally activating your Scorpio and Taurus axis. You got 14 degrees. So with Mars and Saturn in Scorpio, you have social karma where you're an individual, you have an individual personality, but you have social karmic obligation to really, and it's kind of, it can really be a burden to where you're good on your own, but the biggest issues that you'll have will always come from other people for some
Dealing
reason.
with these fucking humans.
Yeah, no, for real. And I want to kind of denote you are an alien or goddess soul. I have to make sure we're clear. I'm going to give you an article about that. It took me my whole
Mhm.
life to kind of accept that
I've
because,
always known it.
right. And I love that.
Always.
I'm going to give you this article here that, I mean, you already know the stuff in, but I think it'll definitely help. So um I've always, people like us can see the inherent god and goddess within people, so I've always felt that everyone has this, and I realized no, not everyone has, like everyone has a goddess within or a god within, but not everyone has the soul of a god or goddess, or not everyone
Mhm.
kind of is at that level. So, you having to deal, this is kind of your karma as a goddess to, if you don't deal with these people, who else is? Who else is going to get the healing and the transformation? It's just, as
Mhm.
we've seen here, it is quite the burden, and it's very frustrating to deal with at this point. It's like, Jesus Christ. So I really do appreciate seeing how real how you feel is. And the reason why I want to say that is the whole purpose of this eclipse that we're going through with this full moon is uplifting you out of that. It's unlocking a lot of that karmic limitation. The South Node on Saturn is you never have to go through that BS again. It's almost as if now you have to be paid back for what you've gone through and to be compensated, because this is karmic work. You unfailingly had to, despite how frustrated you were, have to do right by other people and have to still hold other people accountable and put other people in check. Pluto opposite Saturn like this too means that you're straight gangster, having to deal with this extreme intense, like, pettiness or vindictiveness. Because in a sense where it's not petty, it's extreme purity. We just don't live in a pure world. So most people are probably going to try and finesse you, take advantage of you, and your karma is to still maintain purity and not stoop to the level. So that's unlocking all of those conflicts. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? And definitely put you. Well, here's the thing: Saturn and Pluto here, and Saturn and Pluto here is the authority to have over here. So it's not a turn the other cheek energy. You know what I'm saying? Like, if someone kind of gets at you, Pluto or Saturn will be like, I'm throwing a curse at that person. And like, you might decide you want to forgive them, but Pluto's like, too late. They're screwed. And you already see like the curse work. So this is where certain people can't even mess with you.
Three
Uh,
people out of just dead. Three people dead.
yep.
They fucked with me, and I'm just like, oh, okay, you don't need your life anymore, and I didn't have to do nothing.
Nothing. Amen. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. That's the most important thing. Thank you. Because it's just the principle. Like and I've actually seen this happen with DJ Academics. DJ Academics also has Sun opposite Pluto. Instead, his moon is in Cancer. And like, at least a couple people who talked really bad on him and down on him died. And he went on live, was talking shit like, that person's dead because they were talking about me. And I was like, dude, I don't think you
Mhm.
know. Like, it's the truth.
Mhm.
Like the sun
Mhm.
opposite Pluto. So it's very integrity based. It's like, people can say whatever they want or do whatever they want, but if they lie on you, if they actually do you wrong, that's their ass. Like, they screwed up. So it is what it is. But the cool thing now is you're unlocking all this energy and power. You're no longer
Mhm.
really a victim. You've never been a victim, but you're no longer having to deal with this. Now you're going to have more authority and control and power since you've had your Saturn return than ever. Saturn has been squaring your Saturn as it goes over the MC. So as a Gemini rising, you're achieving your legacy. You're, for ever since a while, you're achieving a long facet of your legacy that takes the lifestyle you were meant to really build around and now be able to teach that. And so finally you're breaking through and getting accolades and recognized for stuff that you should have been recognized for. And this is the transit Will Smith went through when he won his only Oscar. Yeah, he might have been banned for 10 years, but no one cares about that. He still won the Oscar. And this is where, as me as an Aqua Rising, every single one of us has been coming into our flowers or accomplishments. For me, I've gotten 10 million views on YouTube. For you, we know that as Saturn goes through, because it's at the end, it's going to be major. Okay. And Jupiter has already evolved what you can accomplish in your career. So this next year is going to see you stepping into accomplishing all that. And it's definitely a lot to look forward to. I know a lot of the energy, because especially with Chiron and Gemini, you have healing communication. It's a fancy way of saying you trigger the crap out of people because the truth will piss people off before it sets them free. And so it's something that's your challenge. Oh, snap. Hello again.
Sorry about that.
No, you're straight. So yeah, I was just mentioning how, you definitely have Chiron and Gemini, which is healing communication, and you can heal people with your words, but we don't live in a perfect world, so it probably triggers the crap out of them because the truth will piss people off before it sets them free. But the most beautiful thing about that is your destiny. The challenge that you have in this lifetime is to unfailingly speak the truth, whether people like it or not. Because if
Hmm.
if you don't say it, who's going to tell it? Who else will tell them? Right? Where you're that legend who, yeah, people may say the truth, but you say it in a way that they need to see it. You say it in a way that breaks them free of the prejudice and pride or jealousy and envy they have over you. Because with Uranus, it's going to be so unexpected, so unconventional. And the way you kind of show people things is that. So the last thing I want to say is with your moon on Neptune, you are so intuitively connected. You're one of the most psychic people alive. I have very powerful moon and cap energy. My moon is on Neptune, Uranus. The only thing that gets in my way is integrating it because my sun is in Gemini. So my body is constantly picking up on all this psychic insight, but I'm in my head. So I don't even listen to most of it. And my body will be like, don't trust this person. And then my Gemini is like, that's mean. And then I'll do it. And then I realize, oh, my body was right. So for you, I feel like it's totally different. You're so connected with the trine. As soon as you're feeling it, your Taurus already sees it in their body language. Like you're not really disconnected, like you're supremely connected, and your soul has this godlike or goddess like precognition to where real time you could just look at someone and Neptune is in your ear like this person's full of shit. Don't trust this person. And it's like you'll know too, like I saw someone open the door. Like I opened the door for everyone in my apartment complex. I walked in after someone, he saw me walking through. He didn't really open the door for me. He kind of walked a little bit so that I would have to open the code myself. Right. And so
Hmm.
just seeing that, I was like, that's not a good person. Like intuitively, I was like, that's not a trustworthy person. And I was able
Hmm.
to tell a lot about him just by one thing he did. You do this abundantly too. It's like based on people's actions, Neptune will give you the intuition on who they are as a person. Like, oh, this person said thank you for something I did. From the littlest things, I can trust this person. Or wow, this person was being rude. Did your brother die? How did you know my brother died? Like you just gain all sorts of uncanny insights, and this connects very powerfully to how you manifest. You're a legendary manifester because you can draw abundantly from your imagination and create the practical structure to make anything. So the North Node is going to unlock your ability to do that moving forward, and as you kind of push through these difficulties, it's going to really help unlock a lot of what you've been going through, especially with your partner. I think Saturn's limitation here is going to release and liberate you so you have more control over what happens with your kids and how you move forward too. But please keep me posted. I'm going to send you this recording. I'm so glad we finally touched the base. I can tell
I
maybe there
agree.
was some energy keeping us apart from having this reading, but I'm glad we finally like did it. So that's what's up. But I'm gonna send you this recording and you'll get it from WeTransfer. My bad. What was that?
You said maybe there was some energy keeping us apart, and then I got a phone call, and that same thing happened. It's crazy. I don't know what it is with you. Like, literally, you're like the only person that gets me, the only person who understands like the way I process the world around me. And we don't even talk, but it's just like through your magical moon messages and just every fucking thing you post, like I just always feel like you're the only person that gets me and can like even understand the way my brain works. Like without you, I think I would just be like really fucking angry.
I feel you.
Seriously. Cause I'm an alien and everybody around me seems to think that is me. And I know it's me, but
Right.
it's you really, cause like it's simple. You
Yeah.
make it so complicated though. Why?
Yeah.
Life
We're
is simple.
we definitely mirror each other a lot for sure. I think we're feeling a lot of similar things, just in different ways. So I really enjoyed you sharing all of this. It really resonates personally too.
Okay, beautiful. Thank you. I will see you soon. Love
Please
ya.
please keep me posted too. Feel free to email me if anything develops. And yeah, I'll send you this right now.
Okay, sweet. I'll book another something soon
Cool.
once this eclipse finishes kicking my ass.
Don't worry. We're finally reached the turning point for you. So it should start to get fun.